Elijah was a prophet of God in a time when the people of Israel had turned away from him. They worshiped false gods, especially Baal, and their king Ahab led them deeper into sin. But Elijah remained faithful and obeyed God's commands even when it was difficult. Welcome to Bible Stories with Gian. Today we bring to life the powerful story of Elijah, the prophet who was taken to heaven in a fiery chariot. Experience the faith, miracles, and wisdom of the Bible like never before. One day God sent Elijah to deliver a message to King Ahab. "As surely as the Lord lives," Elijah declared, "there will be no rain or dew for the next few years except at my word." This was a severe judgment, for without rain, the land would suffer from drought and famine. After delivering this message, God told Elijah to hide by the brook of Chariot. There, God provided for him in an extraordinary way. Ravens brought him bread and meat every morning and evening, and he drank from the brook. Even in difficult times, God took care of his faithful servant. When the brook dried up because of the drought, God instructed Elijah to go to a town called Zarephath, where a widow would provide for him. When Elijah arrived, he met a woman gathering sticks. He asked her for water and a piece of bread, but she replied, "I only have a handful of flour and a little oil. I was preparing a last meal for my son and me before we die." Elijah told her, "Do not be afraid. Make me a small loaf first, and then prepare something for yourself and your son. The Lord says your jar of flour will not be used up, and your jug of oil will not run dry until he sends rain again." The widow obeyed, and just as Elijah said, her flour and oil never ran out. God performed a miracle because of her faith. Sometime later, the widow's son became very sick and died. The woman was heartbroken, but Elijah took the boy, prayed to God, and stretched himself over the child 3 times. "Lord, let this child's life return to him," Elijah cried. God heard his prayer, and the boy was brought back to life. The woman then said, "Now I know that you are a man of God, and the word of the Lord is true." Meanwhile, the drought had lasted for 3 years, and the land was desperate for rain. God told Elijah to return to King Ahab and challenge the prophets of Baal to a contest on Mount Carmel. There, Elijah stood alone against 450 prophets of Baal. He told the people, "If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him." The contest was simple. Both sides would prepare a sacrifice but would not set fire to it. They would call upon their God, and the one who answered with fire would be the true God. The prophets of Baal called out to their God from morning until evening. They shouted, danced, and even cut themselves, but no one answered. Then Elijah built an altar, placed his sacrifice on it, and dug a trench around it. He poured water over the sacrifice 3 times until everything was soaked. Then he prayed, "Lord, let it be known today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant." Immediately fire fell from heaven and consumed the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water in the trench. The people fell on their faces and cried, "The Lord, he is God." Elijah then commanded that the false prophets be removed, and soon after, rain finally returned to the land. Elijah's story teaches us that God is faithful to those who trust him. Even in the hardest times, he provides, protects, and proves his power. Elijah stood boldly for God, and through him, many saw the truth. Will you stand for God as Elijah did? Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Bible stories. See you in the next episode. God bless you all.